As Frank Saravalli mentioned on the DFO Rundown this week, the Edmonton Oilers are now one of the premier franchise in the National Hockey League. Now yes, they were one of, if not the premier franchise in the 80s with all those cups they won, and I mean Gretzky and Messier, nobody else in the league could touch that. But the decade of darkness from 2006 till 2017 was a horrible time for the Oilers and their fans. They missed the playoffs for 11 consecutive seasons, and not only did they have some awful teams on the ice, jokes of teams, but also the memes about them were going crazy. Everybody was talking about the Oilers, about how they were the laughingstock of the league, and even like the coaches they had and the GMs they had were really questionable at times. And then you got the fact that they were getting first overall pick after first overall pick over and over and over again, and were still terrible. And you also had stuff like, remember when Kevin Lowe lost it on a reporter and was like, I think I know a little bit about winning? Or when Dallas Eakins went bananas on Taylor Hall because they were losing like 8-1 to the Flames on Hockey Night in Canada, so Hall like squashed his water bottle and a little bit of water splashed Eakins in the face, so then he just absolutely lost it on his star player. Or when Victor Foss, the backup goalie, got pulled from the game and absolutely ripped into the play of his team on the bench. There's just so many things I could go through here. That was a dark time for the Oilers. But now you look at them, they're not playing in the old Rexall place anymore. They got a brand new, incredible state-of-the-art arena. They've got two of the best players on the planet, and they're on the cusp of contending for a cup every single season. That franchise makes so much money, and Edmonton is as Oiler crazy as I've ever seen. Probably matches up with the 80s, but there's way more people in Edmonton now, so hey, they love that team. Here's the thing though, nowadays in the NHL, guys will look around a bit more than they used to. It used to be that, okay, I'm going to be extremely loyal to you, I'm going to sign a 14-year contract with you. Now guys will kind of look around a bit. Okay, what are my options? Where do I want to be? Where can I make the most money? Where do I have the best chance of winning? They'll shop around a bit if their free agency is coming up soon. Especially in a Canadian market, fans can never just expect that their star players they're just coming back, 100%. There's always that dangling New York Ranger, Florida Panther, LA King carrot that could come into play. So when Frank Saravalli, again on the DFO Rundown, which you should definitely check out, says that there is, quote, a 90% chance that McDavid and Draisaitl will be Oilers for a very long time, Oilers fans should breathe a gigantic sigh of relief, and this is crazy for the future of the franchise. And I know people are going to say, oh, what's the big deal? Everyone knew they were going to stay. Obviously, they're not going to go anywhere. But again, man, in a league where a lot of guys are not too fond of the weather, not too fond of being ultra famous and not being able to go to Starbucks without getting recognized 50 times, the pressure of the playoffs and playing in a big Canadian market, producing every single year and game, the taxes, the travel, like there's so much stuff working against Canadian teams, which is why you see a ton of guys want to book it for the Hills in free agency. But not in Edmonton. I mean, Hyman, Kane, Campbell, Nurse, Nugent, Hopkins, like guys want to stay and be Edmonton Oilers for a very, very long time. And when talking about the fact that the Oilers brought in Jeff Jackson, who's the former agent of Connor McDavid, to be the CEO of hockey operations in Edmonton, Frank Saravalli said, quote, essentially you've locked up Connor McDavid for the foreseeable future now that you bring in this guy. And anytime anyone's ever mentioned the idea, I've sort of laughed it off. Like, I think there's a 90-some% chance that both McDavid and Draisaitl are Edmonton Oilers for a long, long time. And let me just say that Oilers fans, you guys are so lucky that these guys are built different. Like, it's not like these guys haven't had their fair share of painful losses and wrath from the Oilers fans. They've gone through it. But they know what they'd be signing up for. The pressure of winning, which is at an all-time high at Edmonton right now. Being the subject of every local radio station every day during the season. Not being able to go out to a restaurant without people coming up to you and asking you for pictures and autographs or telling you how good or bad you played last night. So for them to both be this sure that they want this and not even be like, I don't know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, maybe, I guess I kind of want to stay. It's crazy for the franchise because it means that their contention window for the Stanley Cup can stay open for way longer. And pretty much as long as these two guys are Oilers, they're going to have a shot to build a team that can contend and take runs at a Stanley Cup, which, hey, if you're talking about being a contender for 8 to 10 years plus in a Canadian city, that is something we haven't seen in a long, long time. And after all that heartache Oilers fans went through in the 2010s, they deserve it. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.